Welcome, welcome. Man, do we have some Dudley performances to talk about today? We're going to run solo tonight. Uh, man, Slayton's out there in Alaska tearing it up, having a good old time. And, Mick's out there keeping the lights on out in LA for all you California folks. But, let's get right into it. Man, if you started three of these big superstars, you were very, very disappointed. Very disappointed. First superstar that let you down this week is my main man, JT, dude. Jonathan Taylor, they only ran the ball 16 times. 16 times against the Kansas City Chiefs when you've been killing it all year on the ground with Jonathan Taylor. You've been doing everything that you have to do to get that running game going. And it only gave you 58 yards and no touchdown to show for it. So you've got to do better than that, Shane Steichen, if you want to get JT, if you want to feed JT and win some ball games, because he's the key to your offense. There's no other way around that. The other thing that they've been doing in Indianapolis that they haven't been doing all year is they haven't been making Daniel Jones throw the ball that much. So why are you starting now against the Kansas City Chiefs? You put yourself in positions to where you had to throw the ball. If you'd have just kept running with JT and gave him 25 carries, then you'd have been good. My man Chris over at that Real Texas Team podcast said it best. He said, 10 more carries and the Colts probably win this game. But this is the world we live in right now, and sadly enough, JT let you down if you started him, which you did because JT's the best running back in football right now. So why wouldn't you start him? But our next guy, Josh Allen. Josh Allen is human after all. Josh Allen got held in check by the Houston defense. Yes, I said Houston. All right. Now hear me out. The Houston defense is elite. Hear me on that. The Houston Texans defense is elite. They held Josh Allen and made him look bad. Don't be fooled by the passing yardage. All right. Josh Allen threw the ball 253 yards. Okay. 34 attempts, but he only completed 24, which ain't bad. That ain't bad by any means, but he didn't get any touchdowns on that. Normally, he's got like 3 or 4 touchdowns, right? Instead, he got 2 interceptions on it. The Houston defense is elite, y'all. Believe me on that. If you have the Houston defense in your fantasy leagues, you're probably looking real good, feeling real good, okay? D'Amico Ryans knows what he's doing in Houston. He knows defenses. Now their offense, look, that's a different story. I'm not talking about their offense being good. Their defense, all right? If you're in a league where you got defense and special teams, Houston Texans defense, okay? All right? Even going forward the next year. But anyways, our next superstar that put up really, really bad numbers was Mr. Lamar Jackson. We're not used to it. But this isn't the first time this year that Lamar Jackson has put up numbers like this, though. Okay? So the thing is Lamar can be contained. All right? That's the thing people don't understand. Lamar Jackson can be contained. Because I've said it, and look, you can call me whatever you want. I don't think Lamar Jackson is a great passing quarterback. Amazing athlete. Amazing athlete, okay? Don't hear what I'm not saying, okay? But the past 2 weeks, he's been held in check, okay? By the Cleveland Browns, and then here we are, the New York Jets. The New York freaking Jets, okay? Look, he's got a really, really nice matchup with Cincinnati coming up. Even better thing is, it looks like Joe Burrow is supposed to be back. All right, that's a little spoiler for later on. We'll get into a little bit more news later on in the show. But I wanted to hit on these 3 big duds that let you down. And I mean, these are 3 superstars. These aren't just like, oh, the guys I threw in there. These are guys that are locked and loaded, like you don't think about. They stay in your lineup the whole year. You don't ever take them out except for bye weeks. But on the other side of that, we did have some studs, some guys that really went off that you're really happy about. Our first one is going to be Mr. Jameis Winston. All right. Mr. Jameis Winston here, the W eating machine. We've seen Jameis Winston do some crazy things, you guys. If you've been playing fantasy football long enough, back when Jameis Winston played for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, you remember, all right? You remember all those passing touchdowns, but you also remember all those interceptions he threw too. So you got it. Sometimes you got to take the good with the bad. All right. We got Bo Singleton. What's up, Bo? Man, while you're here, subscribe to win a free jersey, dude. We got a jersey giveaway at 200 subscribers. So enter to win that drawing. If you're not a subscriber, you can't win. Plain and simple. But Bo says, would you trade Wan'Dale and Lamb for Puka? Trade deadline goes tomorrow. Also, is Dak and Jaden Daniels enough to win a championship, or should I use Wan'Dale to try to upgrade quarterback? I like Jaden Daniels. I do, but the only problem is all his weapons are hurt. I don't think he can get it done by himself, though, because he didn't get it done by himself in college. He didn't get it done by himself last year when they had all their success. I don't think Jaden Daniels is going to be enough, okay? And it pains me to say that because I love me some Jaden Daniels. And then Dak Prescott, yes, because of the offense that he's in. That offense is just on fire, man. The Cowboys offense is really good. We saw that just from when they beat the Eagles, the defending world champions, man. So, I mean, this is crazy, but no, Dak Prescott is enough to win you. Jaden Daniels, I think if you want to swap out Wan'Dale and try to upgrade at QB, you should if you're in a super flex. Okay, only if you're in a super flex. If you have to start 2 quarterbacks, then yes, go ahead and upgrade Jaden Daniels. I would try and keep him, but if you're trading Jaden Daniels and Wan'Dale to get like a Joe Burrow, then yeah, I would do that. 1 QB. So Bo, you're saying 1 QB league? I wouldn't worry about it. Go ahead and just keep Jaden Daniels, keep Wan'Dale, and just ride Dak Prescott, man. It's not worth the risk because Dak Prescott should be enough for you to win your league. He's had 1 game where you're really disappointed. That was at Denver. A really good Denver defense. So I wouldn't worry about it, bro. I would just go ahead and ride Jaden Daniels. And if you see like 2 weeks go by or another week goes by and he just isn't producing, then I think you can go and like safely cut him. But if your trade deadline's tomorrow, try and trade Jaden Daniels to a team that thinks that they can compete and it has an asset that you need. So go try and use Jaden Daniels to get another piece, man, and ride with Dak Prescott all the way to your championship. All right, thanks, man. What about Lamb and Wan'Dale trade for Puka? Lamb and Wan'Dale for Puka. That's a tough one, man. Puka is a monster. Whew. Let's see here. Wan'Dale is looking pretty good with Jameis. And Jackson Dart's on there. No, I'd go ahead and keep Lamb and Wan'Dale because if you go ahead and trade 2 good assets right now for Puka and then Puka goes down, then you're losing out on that. I'd go ahead and keep Lamb and Wan'Dale for Puka, even though Puka is phenomenal, dude. But yeah, go ahead and do that. Go ahead and leave Puka where he's at and ride Lamb and Wan'Dale. Because then now you got that Lamb and Dak's stack. So that's pretty nice. Jose Burroughs, I don't know what you're saying, brother. But welcome to the channel. Give us a little subscribe there. Brazil, I guess in Brazil. Hey, welcome, man. All the way in Brazil. But yeah, so those are your duds. But let's look at your studs. We talked about Jameis Winston just now, actually with Wan'Dale Robinson, who had a really big game. I think as long as Jameis Winston is out there, he's going to be looking for Wan'Dale Robinson. No Malik Neighbors. Ain't got to worry about that. So he's got all the opportunity in the world. So, but yeah, Jameis Winston threw the ball 36 times, 18 completions, and then 366 yards. Oh, 366 yards. That is such the Jameis Winston stat line. 18 completions for 366 yards and 2 touchdowns. He also caught the ball. Y'all see that? Jameis Winston got a passing reception. 33 yards and touchdown on that reception. But yeah, Jameis Winston is one of your studs this week. Our next stud is going to be JSN. Our man Jackson Smith-Njigba, who has been just killing it, man. Like he's a top 5 asset in fantasy football this year. You're loving having some Jackson Smith-Njigba on your team. I'm glad to see we're seeing the production out of him with DK Metcalf out of town. And so he's going to be getting those targets. Appreciate it. Yeah, no problem, Bo, man. Thanks for coming. I appreciate the questions, dude. But make sure you hit that subscribe button on your way out, because we'll be doing on a Tuesday live show. Once we reach 200 subs, we'll be drawing for that free giveaway jersey, man. Hope you get it. Good luck this week. Let us know if you got any other questions. But yeah, JSN, it's so good to see him be utilizing this offense with DK Metcalf gone. I don't know how much of that was Geno Smith last year. I don't know how much of that is Sam Darnold this year. I don't know how much of that is DK Metcalf gone. But this is the world we live in. They have Cooper Kupp on their team. And hopefully for you Dynasty guys and girls out there, if it's not too late for your trade deadline, hopefully you can go ahead and get Elijah Arroyo. I think Elijah Arroyo is going to be real good for you in Dynasty going forward in tight end premium leagues. So, let's see here. All right, so look, let's just get down to it. The biggest, huge. It's huge. Performer of the week. Who y'all think it is? I'll pause for dramatic effect. Yeah, you guessed it right. It's going to be Jahmyr Gibbs, man. Jahmyr Gibbs just looks insane. All right. 26 touches, 264 total yards, 3 total touchdowns. And I think, bro, it just goes without saying. King of the week, Jahmyr Gibbs, man. Do we even have to – is there even an argument here? The guy got you 55 fantasy points in PPR leagues. So take the points and be happy. So I'm glad I got him on a couple of my teams. So, bro, Jahmyr Gibbs, King of the Week. Good job there. So, I couldn't believe that Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson and Jonathan Taylor had such an abysmal week. That was pathetic. Like to see that hurt my heart. It really did. So, because in one league I got JT, I think JT in one, and then I also have Gibbs in one. So imagine if JT actually had a normal week. That'd have been cool. That would have been really cool. Man, I got to get this trim down here. It's getting bushy. I keep like doing all that. I think I'm gonna go see my barber tomorrow, man. If y'all are around the Houston area, you got to go check out Blake Grassaway, man. He's just northeast of Houston. Amazing barber. Takes his time, does a good cut. I'm gonna get that cut and I'll show you on Sunday, man. Like when we get back, it's gonna look clean. Like he's gonna fade it up here. He does an amazing job. Anyway, so moving on. Let's look at a couple notes. All right, around the league. So first off, I told y'all Travis Etienne is good at football. Some of you out there didn't believe me. Y'all like, no, Bayshel Tootin. I tried to tell you, Travis Etienne is the guy. As long as Trevor Lawrence is the quarterback of the Jacksonville Jaguars, Travis Etienne will have a job. Barring any like he's just so horrible at football, right? Like, barring that. But he is good at football. So I don't really know what else to tell you about that. Anyway, so moving on. Colson Loveland. Colson Loveland's getting better week in and week out. The Bears offense is actually looking pretty good. I don't even care what they say about, their strength of schedule. I don't care. The Bears, I'm seeing what I need to see from their skill players. Caleb Williams has some things he needs to clean up, but you're not disappointed. But I am happy to see Colson Loveland's involvement. But he's only 56% owned in sleeper leagues. So what are you waiting on? If you need tight end help, bro, he can get you 10, 12 points a week at this point, the way they're using him. So go get Colson Loveland if you need a tight end. Okay, only if you need a tight end, though, if there's better options out there. Isaiah Pacheco should be returning this week, week 13, from his MCL sprain. This is right on time, so it's not like out of the ordinary or anything like that for Pacheco. But I don't know. Kareem Hunt's been looking pretty good for the Chiefs, so I don't know if I trust Isaiah Pacheco because he wasn't doing good for you before he got hurt. He wasn't. So it's not like you're going to be missing out on a lot with him. But when it comes to injuries, all right, so we just talked about Isaiah Pacheco returning from MCL sprain. Injuries. Alvin Kamara. All right. Alvin Kamara hurt his knee. He goes out with a he goes and gets an MRI done on his knee. And then who comes in? Somebody that I was talking about in the offseason that I really liked coming out of Kansas, and that's Mr. Devin Neal. All right. So Devin Neal was electric to watch in college. Just somehow he just kind of fell off one year, and then here we are now. We saw the same thing with Ollie Gordon. Former Doak Walker Award winner. And if you don't know what the Doak Walker Award is, that's the best running back in college football. Ollie Gordon won that thing. But he had a bad year the next year, and then he comes out and loses a bunch of draft stock. Same thing with Devin Neal. Same thing happened. Devin Neal was lightning in college, and here we are now. So if you need running back help, go grab Devin Neal. He's only 13% owned in sleeper leagues. He will help you if you need running back help. So go get Devin Neal now. Okay? I'll be trying to add him in all my leagues if I can. I've got him stashed as a rookie in a couple of my dynasty leagues. But Devin Neal comes out. He gets as far as rushing goes, all right, he doesn't do amazing on the ground. But what I saw from the air is really good. That, I think, if you're in PPR leagues, Devin Neal is only going to get better. Okay? The matchup is a little favorable this week, week 13, against Miami. They're at Miami, so you should have decent weather. We'll see. But this is what he looks like going forward. Miami, at Tampa, home against Carolina, and then home against the Jets. Okay? So in the fantasy playoffs, you have favorable matchups. Okay? You have favorable matchups. You want to go get Devin Neal. Devin Neal. All right. Next, Josh Jacobs was limited in practice, and Emmanuel Wilson filled in for him phenomenally. So you're feeling really good about Emmanuel Wilson. If he's still available, okay, if Emmanuel Wilson is still available in your leagues, go pick him up. Because just for the sheer fact of the potential that Emmanuel Wilson has. Because look what he did this week. 170 yards, 2 touchdowns. All right. Caught both his passes. So the kid can ball. Okay. The kid can ball. If Josh Jacobs misses more time, Emmanuel Wilson's your guy. All right. He put up 26 points for you in PPR leagues. Pair him and Devin Neal. This is fantasy football, people, where we're talking about taking potentially Emmanuel Wilson and Devin Neal into our fantasy playoffs. That's the world we're living in. But you know what? That's what's so great about the waiver wire shows, about what we do. Seeing who is the nobody, the unsung hero that could potentially win you your championship. All right. Everybody's doing belts and rings and trophies and all stuff like that. Like, get you one. Get you one. I'm shifting all my leagues from trophies to rings just because every year you can just get a new one or whatever. But yeah, so Emmanuel Wilson, if he's still available, you need to go get him. In Sleeper, he's only available in 68% of leagues. Of course, he's not available in any of my leagues because everybody got him last week, because that's why I said, hey, we said go get Emmanuel Wilson. So hopefully you listen to us here on Kingmaker Sports and it helps you win your week, man. That's the goal here, is to go win your week and eventually win your championship. DK Metcalf. So this is a weird one, okay? So DK Metcalf, he left twice, okay? He left twice in the game for the same injury, but he came back both times with the same injury, the same ankle injury. I would actually be looking for DK Metcalf to be limited all week. He takes care of himself, okay? So I think DK Metcalf's going to be okay for you come game time, but they may use him in different ways. But we'll keep an eye on that throughout the week. Look at his practice reports, anything, what he's doing in practice, right? Not just limited, but what are his limitations? We'll keep an eye on that. Jaden Higgins. So Jaden Higgins has a great future. Okay. If you listened to Mick or myself at the beginning of the year and said, hey, go grab you some Jaden Higgins late, so that way when it comes time, go grab Jaden Higgins late. So T. Higgins goes down with a concussion, okay? This is not good. This is not good because Joe Burrow is coming back next week, apparently, from his turf toe. All right? This is a long time for a turf toe. I ain't never had turf toe, but dog, it must not feel good. This dude had to have surgery on it and everything. So I don't know. This is crazy, but they're saying Joe Burrow's coming back next week. So if somebody dropped him, go pick him up. Do it after the show's over. But anyway, so T. Higgins, back to Higgins. T. Higgins goes out with a concussion. He hits his head pretty dang hard, you guys. He smacks that turf. It was kind of ugly. Kind of like how C.J. Stroud did. And we've seen C.J. Stroud's been out for multiple weeks now because of that one injury, that one concussion. But you got to take care of the brain. You have to take care of the brain, especially with somebody who's got such a bright future like T. Higgins. But regardless, if you have T. Higgins and you need wide receiver help, right? Now, I don't know how to pronounce this kid's name, but it's Andre Iosivas, I believe is how you say it. But he's going to take over wide receiver 2 duties opposite Jamar Chase. Okay. The kid has produced when he's had opportunity. So that's good. That's looking good for you. Okay. You want people who, when they get opportunities, they do produce, especially with somebody like a Joe Burrow coming back, somebody who can sling the rock. Because we saw, Joe Flacco came in and he did well, but then now we're starting to see Joe Flacco, kind of like that old Ryan Fitzpatrick stuff. He comes in for a game or two as just lightning and electric, and then right back down. So, Ashton Genty, he tweaked his ankle. We'll be monitoring that this week to see how limited he is in practice, if they limit him at all, or if he's going to be a DNP, which is did not participate. And then turn into, at the end of the week, turn into, hey, he participated or whatever. Just see what it is. But yeah, he tweaked his ankle, so hopefully no big deal there. Question mark? I don't know. But anyway, so lastly, we got Quinshon Judkins. Quinshon Judkins, somebody, oh my God, I have loved Quinshon Judkins. I snagged him up so late in drafts, man, so late, because like I knew the talent of the kid. You know, I knew his talent was amazing, so I didn't doubt that. But he hit the ground pretty hard too. If you watch that play, just like T. Higgins, I mean, the head just like smacks the turf really hard, kind of that whipping motion, you know. But so that's going to be interesting to see. Again, like I said with C.J. Stroud, he had that whipping motion when he hit the turf really hard, and he's been out multiple weeks. So this is not good going into your fantasy championships. But with the Browns, Dylan Sampson, go grab him up if you have room. Go get Sampson, because Sampson is really good catching the ball, really good. And we play in PPR leagues, most of us. So 1 point for catching the ball before you even do anything. Just for catching the ball, they're going to give you a point. And Sampson's really good at that. So with that being said, those are our injuries from week 12 going into week 13. We'll keep an eye on all of that. I'll try and do my best to have that posted on all the social media stuff, my Instagram and Twitter. I'll try mainly on Instagram, just like put together little things. Stuff takes time, whatever. But hey, look, I'll do it. So let's move into waiver wires. Our week 13 waiver wire is not a really long list. It's really not. We've gone through and looked at waiver wires throughout the season. Devin Neal, man. Devin Neal is a really big waiver wire pickup just because of what he can do. He's like a smaller version of Alvin Kamara. He's going to get the opportunity now. He's going to get RB1 duties. And out with Alvin Kamara out, you're going to see Devin Neal step up in a big way. Mark my words on that. Devin Neal is going to step up in a big, big way, barring injury. Jaden Higgins. All right. Jaden Higgins has stepped up big time. I don't know if you have Jaden Higgins in your league. I don't know if Jaden Higgins is one of those people that I'm sure if you're in like Houston or something like that, or in Texas, like Jaden Higgins is like probably gone in all your leagues because, you know, fanfare, right? But on Sleeper, he's only owned in 24% of leagues. So that's good. We want that low ownage. So Jaden Higgins, 7 targets in the past 3 games. All right, that's good. All right. You want the targets because that means opportunity. Now, yes, that stuff will increase. You know, we're not worried about that. But his usage has been pretty steady since their bye week. Okay. It's almost as if they're trying to like phase out Christian Kirk and go with Jaden Higgins. Like Jaden Higgins has become the wide receiver 2 for the Houston Texans. So if you believe in C.J. Stroud coming back, then Jaden Higgins is your guy. But it looks like Jaden Higgins has performed best with Davis Mills. But maybe this is the offensive coordinator saying, hey, look, we got something here in Jaden Higgins. Let's feed this kid the ball. Obviously, Nico Collins is the alpha on that team. That's not in question at all. So moving on to our next waiver wire. All right. Next waiver wire ad is somebody that shouldn't be on waivers, but it's Brenton Strange. All right. Brenton Strange actually did pretty good for you if you're in tight end premium leagues. All right. Brenton Strange was getting 80+% of snaps. You want that on the field availability. That's what you want. He was getting a lot of targets. I mean, he got close to about 30+ targets in the first 4 or 5 games. First 4 games, I think. So before he went out on injury with a hip injury, he comes back. He gives you 14 points. That's just PPR points. That's not tight end premium points. He catches 5 for 5 for 93 yards. He doesn't get the touchdown, but the 5 for 5 for 93, he's catching his balls there. With Brian Thomas Jr. being out, they got to look for a guy like him. So Brenton Strange is your guy, even if you're not in tight end premium leagues and you're out on tight end right now. Bro, go get Brenton Strange. Go get you some of that easy money. He's going to get the targets, so you don't have to worry about that. So looking at like with Joe Burrow coming back, man, that's gonna be weird. I'm curious how that's gonna go. And now you got T. Higgins getting hurt, but I think Joe Burrow is going to come back just in time. So if you've been holding him on IR this whole season, I think it's going to pay off for you because you drafted Joe Burrow to be your QB1, but you haven't had him. I know because I'm one of those people. I'm one of those people. But what I did do, though, is I did go ahead and I went ahead and grabbed Daniel Jones, who did pretty well for me. And I think I had to fly Joe Flacco when he was on bye week, when Daniel Jones was on bye week, and that worked out pretty well. But anyhow, so I don't know why they did this, but the Bills signed Brandon Cooks. Can somebody tell me why any wide receiver would want to go to the Buffalo Bills? Like any of them. I don't get it. Don't buy into Brandon Cooks. Don't even go there. But anyway, so next, Isaiah Pacheco, we talked about he's coming back for the Thursday game that the Chiefs have. All right. I'm not buying into that just because Pacheco didn't do anything before he got hurt. So just going off of that, I'm not going to buy into Pacheco. So let's look at our schedule and some players that we like. All right. Again, before we go into our next segment, as you see on the bottom, it says subscribe for your chance to win a free player jersey once we reach 200 subscribers. Is a free NFL game jersey for you just for watching the show. Something you do already anyway. Watching the show, putting it on in the car on your way to work, on the way home, while you're doing the honey-do list chores, stuff like that. Like I love putting on people's shows, like, you know, smaller people like me in my garage, just throw it up there, listen to it, watch it, whatever, while I'm tinkering around with stuff. I love it. So, go ahead and do that. We don't do a lot of graphics here, nothing like that. So it makes it really great to digest and listen to, especially on your lunch breaks. But like I said, at the bottom, like it says, subscribe to be entered for that drawing for that free jersey. So Thursday, Thanksgiving. So everybody's going to be eating a lot of food. We've got our traditional Thanksgiving football, right? So we got Packers, we got Lions. All right, in the Motor City, in Detroit, Motown, baby. You're gonna have the 7-3-1 Packers going against the 7-4 Lions. You're gonna want to start your studs here. Jahmyr Gibbs, obviously, you're not taking him out. I mean, you're gonna want to start Jared Goff too. They're at home. They're not out in the cold. If this was in Lambeau. It'd be a different story. Okay? It's not in Lambeau. They're going to be in a dome, Ford Field. So go ahead and fire up Jared Goff if he's your quarterback, or if he's your streaming quarterback. Fire up Jared Goff. I think you're going to be very, very surprised. You're going to see Amon-Ra St. Brown just eat turkey legs at the end of the game. All right. As far as Packers go, Jordan Love's going to be forced to throw the ball. So go ahead and fire up Jordan Love and Emmanuel Wilson if Josh Jacobs can't go. They're going to try and push Josh Jacobs on a short week. I don't think they're going to be successful in that. So go ahead and grab you some Emmanuel Wilson if he's available and start him with confidence against the Lions. Our next Thanksgiving game is going to be the Chiefs at Dallas. We just saw Dallas come away with a win against the defending world champions. Last-minute game-winning kick. Playing the 6-5 Chiefs, who just controversially – I feel like we're saying this way too often about the Chiefs, just controversy. But, I mean, at this point, it doesn't seem to be a coincidence anymore. So Amplified says Goff versus Knicks, who to start? Man, I just got through saying, like, Goff at the Packers it's a home game for them. They're going to be in a dome. Bro, I like I like Goff in the dome over Knicks in the cold. So I'm going to take Jared Goff here. I mean, Knicks, yeah, Knicks can do some crazy things, but I'm going to go with Jared Goff on this one, buddy. Hopefully that wins you your week. I'm confidently starting Jared Goff. Like, I would put money on that. And look, I've been wrong in the past, but I feel confident about Jared Goff this week over Bo Nix. So go ahead and do that. Go ahead and start him. But before you start him, make sure you hit that subscribe button so that way you can be entered to win that free jersey. Like here it says 200 subscribers. Okay, just like on the banner says. You can't win the jersey if you're not a subscriber, right? So pretty easy thing. Just hit the button and then boom, you could get a jersey out of it. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Goff, man. Yeah, so we've had a lot of hope for Knicks because of what he can do on his legs and things like that. But it's like he was real hot and then he cooled off. Whereas Jared Goff, Jared Goff's got so many weapons around, elite weapons. Not just like, oh, he's got a good receiver, he's got a good running back. He's got one of the best wide receivers, one of the best running backs, and one of the best tight ends. Not to mention his wide receiver too is really good, Jameson Williams. So Amplified says subscribe. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate that, man. I hope you win the jersey, dude. Once we reach 200, hopefully we'll be pulling your name. Make sure your profile's not set to private so we can get a hold of you. But we will be announcing here on the show. So if you watch and hit that notification bell, you'll know when your name's called, man. Thank you for that question. We love questions on here. Normally we got Slayton. If you've never been here before, normally we've got Slayton and Mick on here with me. They both have other things going on. It's the holiday week, so we get it. They're traveling. I'll be traveling tomorrow, so just wanted to hop on here and help everybody out with the matchups coming this week. We've got some Thursday games. I think we got a Friday game. It's looking pretty good. So here's the schedule for this week. All right. So we talked about Thursday. We've got Green Bay and Detroit. And then we've got Kansas City traveling to Dallas. So with Kansas City and Dallas, okay, let's look at this. So Kansas City going to Dallas. Dallas plays good at home. Their offense plays good at home. Their defenses look better since the trade deadline when they acquired Quinnen Williams and what's the other person's name? I can't remember his name. But anyways, so this game is going to put up some points for Dallas. All right. I'm looking for Dak Prescott to just go nuclear in this game at home on a Thursday, trying to play, a Super Bowl contender in the Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes, all that stuff like that, everything he brings to the table. I'm going to be interested to watch this game. This is going to be a fun game. Not because I love the Cowboys, but I like their offense. I think their offense is really good. So the ones that I like here for the Cowboys, okay, I like Dak Prescott, like I said, okay, and I'm going to like George Pickens here. Okay, CeeDee Lamb is going to draw some heavy coverage, so I think George Pickens is going to be your guy there. For the Chiefs, we're getting Pacheco back, so there's going to be some controversy with Pacheco Hunt. Who's that going to be? The Rashee Rice is going to be obviously the one that should go off like crazy in this game, like he did against the Colts. Rashee Rice is just showing over and over like how elite he is. Because he does so much for that team. So next, we've got the Bengals traveling to Maryland to play the Baltimore Ravens. Joe Burrow is supposed to be back in this, okay? Joe Burrow should be back, but T. Higgins might be gone with a concussion. So that's not like great news for Joe Burrow, especially if you're coming back and you're like, yeah, man, all right, next week I'm going to be there, y'all. And then boom, it's like, oh crap. Freaking T. Higgins is hurt. Hopefully he's gonna heal up good and be cleared to play on Thursday. But with it being a short week, I don't think T. Higgins is gonna play. That's why I think you should go get Andre Iosivas as the wide receiver 2 for the Bengals, because I'm sure Joe Burrow's gonna come back with a statement to make. Just to say, hey, look, don't sleep on us. Because the Bengals are 3-8. That sucks. But they're probably thinking, hey, if we can go on a run here, So look for them to come out swinging to try and go on a run here. Division game, trying to make a statement. Thursday, Joe Burrow's going to sling it. That's how that's going to go. I do think Lamar Jackson is going to bounce back here. Lamar Jackson put up a horrible stat line for you in fantasy football. Did not do great this week, but he should bounce back in a pretty high-scoring game. I do believe – now, I know, look, T. Higgins ain't here. It sucks. But I do think this is going to be a high-scoring game. I do think Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry are going to go off. So look for Lamar Jackson to have a bounce-back game here, okay? You may notice, as you see just right there, Black Friday football, okay? Funny enough, look who it's by. Amazon Prime. So Black Friday football brought to you by Prime Video is going to be the Bears and the Eagles. All right. It's going to be in Pennsylvania. So look for this to be an exciting game. The Bears offense has actually been looking really, really good. I'm not the biggest fan of Caleb Williams yet, but look, he's done really well for fantasy. So I can't really be that mad at him. 760 Trey says, what do you think about the Steelers and Bills battle of the frauds? That's a good one, man. So the Bills got exposed by Houston because the Bills showed that without Josh Allen, like if you can lock down Josh Allen, then they're nothing. The Bills are nothing without Josh Allen. The Houston Texans elite defense, and yes, you heard me right, elite defense, they contained Josh Allen, and the Bills didn't know what to do. They lost their minds because they're like, oh, well, Josh Allen can't just do whatever he wants to. That's what happens. They shut him down. And then the Steelers, like, man, I don't think the Steelers are that good, bro. Like Aaron Rodgers on the downturn. It's just he's almost out of there. And then DK Metcalf with that ankle injury. I'm not trusting that, man. I'm just not. So I'm really out on the Steelers, but as long as Josh Allen is playing, you have to start him because just as easy, he could go out and put you 40 points on your fantasy team. I mean, good. I mean, just 2 weeks ago, he had 6 touchdowns. So 3 on the ground, 3 through the air. That's the kind of player that Josh Allen is. But Josh Allen goes down. Like I said, the Bills are screwed, bro. Bills are real screwed. But 760 Trey, man, thank you for the question. As you see on the bottom of the scroll down there, it says we're doing a free jersey giveaway drawing once we reach 200 subscribers. So make sure you go hit that subscribe button and just be entered to win a free jersey. So hitting that button, easy, could get you a free jersey. We'll be announcing it here. So if you keep coming back every week, once we hit 200 subscribers, and we'll be doing the drawing live here on the show. So 760 Trey, thank you for the question, man. Looking at back to our Friday slate. We only have the one game on Friday for Black Friday. So while everybody's out there shopping, if you're not a big like Black Friday shopping person or whatever like that, bro, you get to hang out and watch football at 3 p.m. Well, I mean, on East Coast, you're Central Time, it's 2. And then if you're West Coast, it's at noon. So, but regardless, so you're looking pretty good on Friday if you want to watch a little football. So Dixon Cider X. I love that. Y'all see right here, it says down here it says I pooped today. That's hilarious. I wasn't able to move Josh Allen or Drake May last week, and now trade deadline has gone by. Have Burrow coming off IR. That's good. Is carrying 3 QB in a regular Yahoo prize league. Stupid. Man, so here's the thing. Josh Allen's going to be your starter. Drake May's looking really good. If you have to drop one, I would drop Drake May depending on how Joe Burrow looks coming back. Because keep in mind, Joe Burrow normally has Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, right? And, we saw that Andre Iosivas is not bad. He's a really good wide receiver 3. So we'll keep an eye on to see how the Bengals are going to handle T. Higgins, what he's going to look like. But they play on Thursday. That's 2 days away from right now. So, and he hit his head pretty hard on the turf, man. So I don't know. This is going to be pretty tough when it comes to T. Higgins. So I don't know. But it's not great to carry 3 quarterbacks. If it were just Josh Allen and Joe Burrow, then I'd say just carry them. But let's see what Joe Burrow does this week without T. Higgins. And if he does good, then I would go ahead and drop Drake May if you need a waiver target. But think about this. If somebody else in the playoffs needs Drake May, don't drop him. Don't drop him. Drop somebody else who's not going to help you, that's not going to start, because you also have to play a little defense a little bit too, okay? Sometimes you have to hold a player or claim a player off waivers to keep your competitor that week from claiming them. So, so go ahead and do that. Keep all 3 for this week unless you have another hole to fill in another position, okay? And then come back and talk to me on Sunday morning when we do our Sunday morning game day morning show. And we'll see. Well, of course, we'll know by then how Joe Burrow looked. All right. But thank you for that, Dix Insider. Go ahead and make sure to subscribe if you haven't, bro. Get you that free jersey you see at the bottom. We're doing a free jersey giveaway at 200 subscribers. So can't get the jersey if you're not subscribed. It's as easy as punching a button. So, hey, Cooper, man, thank you, Cooper Collins. Like that helmet. Yeah, there you go, Bengals. Hopefully you win, man. Once we reach 200 subs, we'll do the drawing, and hopefully, I'll be calling at Cooper Collins. Get your free jersey. Contact me. So we'll see. So we've got the Texans Colts. Okay, so the AFC South is doing some pretty crazy stuff, man. The Jaguars started off real hot. The Colts started off real hot. The Texans and Titans started off real low. Well, the Titans keep getting lower. It's not changing anything for the Titans. So, I don't know what to say there. But the Texans defense and Davis Mills actually look pretty decent. I ain't going to lie. But the Texans defense is going to be a challenge for the Colts, okay? The thing is, the Colts have to run the ball. We saw them forget how to do that against the Chiefs. They only ran the ball 16 times with Jonathan Taylor, who is one of the best running backs in the league, arguably the best running back in the league. And it's dude, why are we not running the ball if you have Jonathan Taylor? You're only running it 16 times with Jonathan Taylor? Stop trying to pretend Daniel Jones is an amazing quarterback. He's good at distributing the ball to the open guy. That's what he's been doing all season, and he's been doing well. We see you tried to pass heavy against the Steelers, didn't work. We see you tried to pass heavy against the Chiefs, didn't work. Shane Steichen, you need to put this together, man. So amplified Bucks versus Ravens defense. Okay, so Bucks versus Ravens defense. So let's look at the matchups up here. Okay, so we've got the Bucks playing the Cardinals. The Bucks are at home, which is good. I don't know what the weather looks like there. Let's check the weather forecast here. It looks like clear skies in Tampa. And we see the Ravens against the Bengals. So Joe Burrow coming back. The Ravens defense has not been that great. Okay. I don't know what's going on with the Ravens this year, but dude, they don't look like they used to. I don't know if they're giving up or what. Missing Lamar maybe killed their confidence. I'm not sure, but it's not. It's not looking great, by any means. But on the surface, I want to go Bucks, dude. So look at the matchup. The Cardinals, they were exposed. Okay, Jacoby Brissett has actually looked pretty good. I'm not gonna lie about that. Jacoby Brissett has looked really good. But man, it's kind of a tough one in a regard because like Joe Burrow's going to come back and want to sling the ball and reassert dominance, even without T. Higgins, which I don't think T. Higgins is going to play because he hit his head so dang hard, you guys. But man, I'm gonna go Bucks defense. I'm going Bucks defense. What do you got? Yeah, I don't know. Burrow scares me against the Ravens. Not many options in my league. I mean, dude, I don't think Burrow's a bad quarterback, but the problem is his offensive line. It's hard to throw the ball when you're on your back. So the Bengals definitely have to address offensive line in the offseason. They have to. Or you just paid all this money to Joe Burrow. You paid all this money to Jamar Chase. You paid all this money to T. Higgins. How are you going to – you got to protect them. You have to. Or you're ruining the kid's life. Go ask Andrew Luck how that worked out. You can have all the talent, but if you can't stay off your back, none of it means anything. None of it. But yeah, to answer your question, brother, go Buccaneers defense. I think the Buccaneers defense is going to do pretty good. Even if, Trey Benson comes back, which, I think he is. And I've been really waiting on that Trey Benson breakout myself. So hopefully that helps you out. But I just hope that Joe is ready to throw on. I mean, yeah. They said he was full participant in practice. Full. No limitations, nothing. That turf toe is healed up and he's ready to go. So that's good. They're really thinking they can go on a run at 3-8 and just win out. So heck, if that's what their mindset is, they're going to be slinging the ball. They're going to come out here and try and make a statement. Joe is ready to be behind the Bengals O-line. Well, I don't know if anybody's ready to be behind that atrocious offensive line, man. I mean, I know it's your team, but that's a rough one. That's a rough one for sure. Rams at Carolina. All right, so Rams at Carolina, bro. Puka Nacua, obviously. Kyron Williams, Matt Stafford. I don't know what else to say. Rams should. Now, I'm going to say should, but the Panthers have surprised some people. They have surprised some people, even myself. I still don't think Bryce Young is that great of a quarterback or that good of a quarterback. But somehow, like with Rico Dowdle, all that's crazy. But yeah, so start your Rams. The same people you've been starting. Matt Stafford, MVP candidate, front runner by far by now. And then Ted McMillan. Ted McMillan's been pretty dang good this year. So he's looking really, really good for a rookie. He's looking really good. So next, 49ers at Cleveland. Cleveland defense is nothing to scoff at. Cleveland defense has actually been pretty decent. But the thing is, the 49ers offense is really good. Christian McCaffrey, dude, you can't. Christian going to Christian. All right. Like that kid's special. So Keenan, what's up, Keenan, man? Says, hey, y'all, I'm 8-4. Would you trade away Javonte, Franklin, Bowers to get JT and Sutton and Gadsden? I would not. I would not do that at all. Like, I wouldn't even think about that. Keep Javonte if you have Javonte, right? I want the Javonte, Franklin, and Bowers side 100%. JT is awesome, but the other things you have Sutton and Gadsden. You know what you have in Brock Bowers. You know what you have in Javonte Williams right now because Javonte Williams has been great this year. So I like the Javonte, Franklin, and Bowers side myself. He says running backs are Kyron Williams, Josh Jacobs, Javonte Daniel Wilson, Blake Corum, Bashal Tootin. My wide receivers are JSN, Lamb, Franklin Watson, Godwin, Reed on IR. I don't think Bashal Tootin is worth a roster spot because Travis Etienne has looked really good, man. He's looked really good. We talked about him at the top of the show, just how, I was telling everybody at the beginning of the year, why is everybody sleeping on Travis Etienne? Travis Etienne is the RB1, unquestionable. And then everybody wanted to talk about, it's Tank Bigsby. Tank Bigsby. No. What happened to Tank Bigsby? That fool gone. They sent that boy to Philly to return kicks, not even to run the ball. But no, I like what you got, man. Kyron Williams, Josh Jacobs, Javon. Like, that's what those three right there, what you need. And then Emmanuel Wilson, if Josh Jacobs is missing time, boom, you got Emmanuel Wilson, who's killing it. So I think your running back room looks good, man. So you've got handcuffs. You've got Kyron's handcuff. You've got Josh Jacobs' handcuff. Like, you're looking good, man. I don't see a problem here. Wide receivers being JSN, good. CeeDee Lamb, good. Troy Franklin, good. Christian Watson, good. Chris Godwin, who's coming back, good. Like, I like this, man. I like what you got going on here. I don't think you need to change a thing, Keenan. The only thing that I would say change would be go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you can get a free jersey once we reach 200 subscribers. I would say that, because why wouldn't you want a free jersey? Just my opinion, just for tapping a subscribe button, which we will be doing the drawing here live on the show. So, Keenan, hit that subscribe button so that way you can get that jersey, man. Thank you for that question. So Christian Kopik, I hope I'm saying that right, but anyway, Christian says, what do you think of Chicago, Philly? Chicago and Philly. I think Chicago and Philly is going to be a fun game, man. I think the Bears offense is just starting to click. They're just starting to find their rhythm with Ben Johnson. I think Colson Loveland is finally getting integrated into that offense. They do got to find a way to use Loveland and Kmet at the same time once like everything is good, because using like a dual tight ends like that, because Kmet's not bad. Like, I really like Cole Kmet. I didn't really understand them drafting Colson Loveland because Cole Kmet is good. But I think the game on Friday is going to be really good. I would look for a lot of points. Oh, daggone. Sorry, you guys. It's getting pretty late over here where I'm at. But yeah, no, I think that game's going to be very, very exciting. I'm not a big fan of Caleb Williams, but I think he's good for fantasy purposes. Roma Dunze, who I loved his class coming out. I know a lot of people were big on Marvin Harrison Jr. because of what he did in college. After watching the film, because on this show, like, we watch film. Myself, Slayton, Mitt, we watch film. After watching Roma Dunze's film, watching Marvin Harrison Jr.'s film, I just came away liking Roma Dunze's talent more. I just did. So for that, I think Chicago is going to have a really, really good offense, especially with Luther Burden. I think Luther Burden is going to be a really special player for this offense going forward because of all that he can do. And it looks like Ben Johnson loves that type of player, being so versatile, not just with his hands, but with his legs and everything like that. But the Eagles, defending world champ, you have to put respect on that name. Defending world champion Eagles. You can never sleep on Saquon Barkley. You cannot sleep on A.J. Brown or Devontae Smith. And you cannot sleep on the running ability of Jalen Hurts. So Dallas Goedert, they found way. Like, Philly knows what they're doing. They know what they're doing. Just like everybody who's already hit the subscribe button to get a free jersey. So you see the ticker at the bottom. Subscribe at Kingmaker Sports on YouTube. Okay, at Kingmaker Sports on YouTube for your chance to be entered in to win a free jersey once we reach 200 subscribers. Okay, but you got to be at Kingmaker Sports YouTube channel. I know you're probably watching us from different channels right now, but it has to be the at Kingmaker Sports channel on YouTube to get that free jersey once we reach 200 subscribers. So go over and do that. Keenan, again, I got Wilson, Corum, Tootin as handcuffs. Yeah, no, that's smart, dude. Like, that's what you want to do. You want to get those high upside handcuffs, especially Emmanuel Wilson. We just saw him put up 24 points, and Bashal Tootin has the ability. So if ETN does go down, Tootin's got the ability. This is the time where you do if you have the space, you do want to start collecting handcuffs. But for handcuffs for good offenses, let me say that. Okay. One handcuff that's kind of slept on, I think, is DJ Giddens for the Colts behind Jonathan Taylor. Because they already showed they want to run the ball, not against the Steelers or Chiefs for some dumb reason, but they want to run the ball. So he's one that is really good. I really liked him coming out of college. But let's see here. So Chrissy says trade Rome. So Rome Odunze, Kamara, and Rico Dowdle for Kyron and Devontae Adams. Yes. I'm going to say yes on this because Kyron Williams, RB1 on your team, no problem. Devonta Adams has standalone value alongside Puka Nacua. This is easy for me. If you can get Kyron and Devontae, go ahead and do that. Because Matt Stafford's playing at MVP level right now. So he's going to be able to distribute the ball well. So if you're the one going and getting Kyron Williams, Devontae, I like the Kyron Devontae Adams side. So go ahead and do that. But also while you're doing that, like we said, hit that subscribe button, bro. Get you that free jersey once we reach 200. Aside from the Rams, who else has a real shot at the Super Bowl? I don't see any other clear threats. The rest are always going to make sure the Chiefs are close, right? So the Chiefs, I think, have to get a bid because, they're kind of the face of the NFL right now. But looking at outside of the Rams, which you're right, they're the clear-cut favorites in my opinion. I think the Patriots have a chance because they're playing really, really good football right now. So, Harry, appreciate that, man. Thank you so much. Hopefully you win that jersey. So make sure when we hit 200 subscribers, you come back. And if you're watching the show, we're going to announce it here on the show, man. And hopefully we'll be calling you, man. But yeah, so I think that the Patriots are a contender. All right. I do think the Seahawks are a contender. I don't know if you necessarily would agree with that, but I think the Seahawks are a contender. The only problem is they don't have enough on defense that I like, but that's my opinion there. Man, I want to say the Colts too, but the problem is Shane Steichen needs to stop trying to get fancy when he plays good teams. We just saw this week what they did with the Chiefs, and he tried to just pass, and it didn't work out for him at all. You ran the ball 16 times with Jonathan Taylor, and it bit you in the butt. You had the game won. You held two-time Super Bowl champion Patrick Mahomes, who's being hailed as like the best quarterback of our time right now, like of this era, and you could have won that game, but you decided to get away from the run and go to the pass when you didn't need to. Bro, you were up like 11 points. I don't understand what you were doing. Anyway, so the Chiefs, yeah, I mean, pretty much. I wish I had that image queued up of the referee in like the red stripes with the Chiefs logo instead of the NFL logo. I think that's pretty good. Lions, yeah. Lions are always a contender. I like the Lions. Last year they were my pick for the NFC to go. I wanted to see them do really well. So hey, by the way, man, do you do dynasty advice? I do. Actually, so that's something that myself and Mick, normally he's on the show, but he wasn't able to make it tonight. Normally, like that's what we specialize in is in dynasty. So like, yes, I'm excited for redraft and playoffs and all that stuff like that, but I'm very excited for film study. We do a lot of film study on this show after the NFL season is over, looking at the college playoff, who's draft eligible, who's declaring, who's staying back. So we will be doing a lot of film breakdown here. So every Tuesday, we will be doing a film breakdown show in the offseason for Dynasty, looking at rookies and things like that. Especially like, that Black Monday where they fire all the coaches and everything like that. So looking at how that's going to affect certain players. But yes, we love Dynasty football on this show. So make sure to hit that notification bell and that subscribe. So that way, whenever we upload new film study videos on your favorite rookies and stuff like that. So, and we'll be talking about players to go trade in the off season, what their values are, different rankings and things like that. I'm actually building my 2026 rookie rankings right now, like, pre-draft, all that stuff like that. So pre-draft, rookie ranking, pre-combine, we do after a post-combine, post-draft, like all that stuff. We'll keep you updated with all that stuff, man. So keep on coming back. Hit that subscribe button. And as you see at the bottom, if you do hit that subscribe button, you will be entered to win a free jersey once we hit 200 subscribers. So, yeah, man, look forward to talking a lot of Dynasty football with you. So Bill saying the Bills must win this week. Yeah, Yeah, you're right, Red. The Bills have to win this week after getting embarrassed by the Texans. That Texans defense was no joke, man. They held Josh Allen tight. He couldn't do anything. He tried to pass the ball. He didn't get any touchdowns. Got picked twice. So you're right. The Bills have to win this week. But going against the Steelers, I think they're going to win, no problem. But the only problem is they're going to be in Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh fans always, just like Bills fans, are loud. So that's going to be a good game. But you're right, man. The Bills have to win this week. Was that? Said non-delusional Dallas fan. I love that. I love that you own that. Like, I'm the non-delusional one. I love that, man. I love that, man. But you know what I love even more? I love that you subscribe and you're gonna win a free jersey in that drawing. I just feel it. I feel it. So it says my Cowboys have a good chance of making the Super Bowl once Jerry sells the team. Bro, I've been saying this for so long. Jerry Jones is the problem in Dallas. Other Dallas fans, just like you, agree with this statement. Jerry Jones is the problem in Dallas. We saw all 2000s in that Tony Romo kind of era, right? On paper, they were the best team in the NFL. On paper, they should have won the Super Bowl every single year. Somehow, Jerry always does something to ruin that. So, no, you're right, man. What does it say here? Too bad the Chiefs and Cowboys can't both lose. Yeah, I guess a tie would suffice. You're right. Let's let them both lose. I agree with that. Cooper's taking the refs, so he's putting his money on the refs. They're going to win that game. Ravens fan here, so I got to root for the annoying Bills. That's fair. That's fair. You want the Steelers to lose. I get it. That makes sense. But yeah, the Bills, you're right. So he's just putting away. Just signed Brandon Cooks today. I don't know how much that'll help. I don't think it's going to help at all, man, because Josh Allen's not he gets passing yards, but the problem is he's not consistently looking to pass the ball. If you look, some of his longest passes have come from James Cook's little dump offs, but it counts as a reception pass or as a reception, and it counts for receiving yards, which also count for passing yards. So I don't think Brandon Cooks is going to help you that much. But Harry says, I'm still upset my Eagles blew a 21-point lead. That was crazy, dude. I did. So many people turned that game off because this game's over. It looked like it was over. But, oh, boy. Cowboys offense looks really good, though. Can we agree on that? Javonte Williams reinvigorated from Denver. All right. He is what they hoped that he would be coming out of North Carolina. Dak Prescott, Dak Prescott has always been heavy on passing the ball. Always. That's never been a problem. But with CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens, that's what gets you. And then Jake Ferguson, who I like a lot. I think Jake Ferguson is a really good tight end. It just goes to show that system. Dalton Schultz is good, but look what happens when now, boom, you got Jake Ferguson, and he's taking over for Dalton Schultz and filling them shoes really good. Appreciate it, Coop, man. Thanks for coming by, man. Saw a stat. Allen has passed Tua in career interceptions per game. I mean, probably. Probably. Tua, man. Tua's like a toilet bowl playing quarterback. Oh, that's crazy. That's crazy. There you go. See you, man. Yep. Thanks for stopping by. What do you got here? Josh Allen needs someone that could actually be a leader in the wide receiver position, and I don't think Brandon Cooks is that guy. No, Brandon Cooks is just a veteran they're bringing in for trying to make the playoff push. That's all that signing is. So I don't think Brandon Cooks is going to help that much because you've been scratching Keon Coleman the past couple of weeks, healthy scratching. I get it. He's had some issues, right? He's had some issues with showing up to practice, showing up to meetings, things like that. That is immaturity, right? I get it. You got to punish it. But even before then, he had one game where you used Keon Coleman, and that was only at the end of the game when they were trying to come back and win the game. That's the only reason they were going to Keon Coleman, and that's what I didn't understand. Keon Coleman is a really talented wide receiver, and then Khalil Shakir is really talented too. So I don't understand why they don't say, "Hey, Josh, like, dude, look at these guys. Look for them." Like Dalton Kincaid, really good tight end. You should be looking for Dalton Kincaid. I don't know what Josh Allen's problem is with using good talent. I don't know. He'd rather be like, oh, he's open. Oh, well, I'm going to run the ball anyway. Why, man? Why, man? Man, they go screwing me over. I have Allen in a super deep super flex league and keep trying to stack receivers. Went and picked up Tyrell Shaver. Don't, man. I'm out. I'm out on all Bills receivers. Like, I love me some Keon Coleman's talent, but dude, I'm out. I'm out on the receivers in Buffalo because I can't trust them. I can't. And that's because of Josh Allen. So if you're in fantasy and you want a Bills player, Josh Allen's the only one. I mean, James Cook, don't get me wrong, James Cook is good. But yeah, Allen does need Diggs back. We saw a lot of good stuff there with Stephon Diggs over there. But yeah, I mean, just to run down. No, you're good, man. It's all right. Are you a Bills fan? Because if you're a Bills fan, like, I get the fandom, like you want to support it, all that stuff like that. I get it. It's not a problem. You're not. It is. That's how it is, man. Like me, I'm a Colts fan. There's players that I've liked in the past that I shouldn't have, but I did just because of the fandom. But that's something, throughout experience and stuff like that. Like, you just kind of outgrow. You're like, okay, well, I'm not going to buy into that. I did buy into the Tyler Warren hype. Because, like, we watch film here. We watch film on the rookies coming in. That way we can be able to give you a good analysis every year with the incoming rookies and what our analysis is of that and our rankings. And Tyler Warren looked really good. Oh, you're a Ravens fan, but I'm trying to stack receivers with Allen. I have Shakir, who doesn't help much. Nah, I wouldn't, man. I know you want to get the stack, but sometimes – sometimes it just don't happen. With Josh Allen, it ain't going to happen. You're not going to get the stack on that. Sadly enough, because you're like, oh, I got an elite elite quarterback. Elite quarterback. Maybe I can stack it, but no, I get it, but no, I ain't going to do it. I never understood drafting Anthony Richardson in top 5. I'm like, yeah, they just went based on pure athleticism. That was a Chris Ballard thing. He sold it to Jim Irsay, rest in peace, Big Jim, but he sold it to him like, oh, this kid's going to be amazing. He's got all the intangibles, which he does. Like, don't get me wrong. Anthony Richardson is a really, really athletic player. I just don't think he's built. He's good at playing quarterback. I don't. I mean, and I know there's some Anthony Richardson truthers out there, but he doesn't have the experience. He doesn't have the maturity, or at least he didn't last year with the whole, like, tapping his helmet, oh, I was tired. So audible to a run play. But no, I didn't either, man. I didn't understand it. Jerry had a chance to get Jonathan or Breece Hall before the season. And he said, yeah, I don't know what the hell he's. I don't know. I guess he liked Javonte Williams on a discount, which Javonte Williams done well. Don't get me wrong, he's done well. Breece Hall wanted out at the trade deadline. And I guess the Jets didn't get anything that they liked. So I don't know. We'll see. But, man, let's see here. What's your opinion on this year's rookie class? I've heard it's really shallow past the top 4 guys. Well, okay, so here's the thing with that. Let me pull up my rankings here. I'll give you a little taste, okay? I haven't finalized these yet, okay? So, we can talk about it. But let me pull them up here. You're kind of catching me off guard. And boom, boom. Da, 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 da. Key film. Yeah, see, I've already got my spreadsheet made for film study and all that. I'm ready to go, man. I am ready. And rookie. There we go. So, as far as as far as the top 4 guys, um, look, I think Jeremiah Love's the top guy, no matter what, right? But outside of them, I'd say bottom of like the first round, stuff like that. Here's some names. Now it also depends on your league type, right? If it's tight end premium, super flex, whatever. I like Denzel Boston. I like Kenyon Sadiq, the tight end out of Oregon. I like Nick Singleton, the running back from Penn State. I do. I just think that there's been so much craziness going on with Penn State this year that he hasn't got a lot of shine. But I like Nick Singleton. But we'll be looking more closely into the film study as we get there. I think Casey Concepcion from Texas A&M. It's going to be a good late first round guy. If he sneaks in the second round, I think you take him and you don't ask questions. But that's what I think with that. Those are a couple of guys. I don't want to spoil it too much because I'm still finalizing the rankings. But those are a couple of guys that I like: Denzel Boston, Kenyon Sadiq, and Casey Concepcion from Texas A&M. So make sure to keep coming back throughout the offseason, throughout the summer, to get more of that film study that me and the fellas are going to be going over. We'll actually be breaking it down here, looking at it, seeing what we like, what we don't like, everything like that. So you'll actually get to hear like where we're getting our opinions from, like we're using the actual film of, hey, why does he think Kenyon Sadiq is so good? Why does he think Concepcion is so good? Why does he like Nick Singleton? That kind of stuff, because I know quarterback class this year is pretty sad. Quarterbacks are pretty sad. So we're going to be looking at that. Outside of Fernando Mendoza, I think Fernando Mendoza is like the top quarterback right now. He looks so good with Indiana. But before y'all head out, as you see at the bottom here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so that way you can be entered for a chance to win that free jersey. All right, bro, this is legit free jersey. We're giving away right here on the show. But you can't win the free jersey if you're not a subscriber. But you got to be a subscriber as you see over here, at Kingmaker Sports on YouTube. Okay, at that channel. I know we're streaming to like a bunch of different platforms right now, but that is the channel you have to be subscribed to win the jersey. At Kingmaker Sports is there, and it's down here on YouTube. Okay, you can also find some of our content over here on TikTok. We do little clips and stuff like that, but all our main stuff is here on YouTube. It says, man, definitely, but I don't know if you can do worse than last year's QB class. Yeah, or the Kenny Pickett year. What, 2022? That was pretty bad. That class was pretty rough. But the good thing is we will definitely be breaking down all of that stuff here. Like we love Dynasty. That's me and Mick. That's our bread and butter. We do some Dynasty, but for all that Dynasty stuff for the offseason, man, check us out. Check us out right here at Kingmaker Sports on YouTube, and we'll go ahead and hook you up with all that stuff. So that's going to be our show for this evening. Thanks for tuning in on a Tuesday night. So I will be putting out some different rankings and stuff like that coming out. Hopefully these waivers help you out. Go grab Devin Neal. Go grab Andre Iosivas. Go grab Jaden Higgins. Go grab Brenton Strange. These are some guys that are going to be helping you out in your waivers coming up, especially Devin Neal. I think Devin Neal is really, really going to help you out. And if you need tight end help, Brenton Strange. He's going to be someone that's going to be helping you out come the playoffs. So go get them. And don't worry about the duds from Josh Allen and JT and Lamar Jackson that they had. Don't worry about that. That happens. It happens to the best of them. Ain't a big deal. Let's keep an eye out, and happy Thanksgiving to everybody. You guys, I know you have something to be thankful for. Even if you're thankful for the people in your life, if you're thankful for your family, if you're thankful for your job, if you're thankful for just having the opportunity and the freedoms to say what you want to say, feel what you want to feel. We have so much to be thankful for. But don't wait Tell the people you love how you feel about them. Tell them how much they mean to you, because tomorrow's not promised. Okay? So from myself, Slayton, who's not with us tonight, and Mick, who's not with us tonight, we wish you a happy Thanksgiving, and we are so excited to see you and keep coming back every Sunday morning at 11 a.m. Central Time and every Tuesday night at 9:30 Central Standard Time, helping you win your fantasy leagues. It's crunch time. It is crunch time right now. Let's go win some championships. All right? Hit me up. Hit that subscribe. Let's go win, baby. Just win, baby.